There is a silence that most people never sit with long enough to hear what it is saying. Not the silence of an empty room, not the quiet of a Sunday morning, but the silence that finds you in the middle of a crowded life, when everything you have built suddenly feels like it belongs to someone else. Most people run from that silence. They fill it with noise, with distraction, with the endless scroll of someone else's highlight reel. They mistake stillness for emptiness. They confuse discomfort with danger. But what if that silence is not an absence? What if it is an invitation? What if, hidden inside that heavy, unbearable quiet, is the most important conversation you will ever have, the one with yourself? Today, you are going to meet a man who sat with that silence for an entire lifetime. And what he discovered there, at the very edge of everything, will change the way you live every single day you have left. His name was Marcus Aurelius. He commanded the greatest empire the ancient world had ever seen. He held the power of life and death over millions. He wore the laurels of a conqueror. And yet, every single night, he sat alone by candlelight and wrote words that betrayed something most emperors would never dare admit, that greatness is not found in dominion over others. It is found in dominion over oneself. His private journal, never written for public eyes, never polished for applause, survives to this day as the Meditations. And in those pages lives a lesson so simple it sounds almost ordinary, until you realize that almost no one actually lives it. Lesson 1: You do not control the world. You control your response. Marcus Aurelius spent decades on the front lines of war, navigating plague, betrayal, and political chaos. And through every season of suffering, he returned to the same truth: the external world is not yours to command. The only kingdom you can ever truly rule is the one between your ears. When you stop fighting reality and start responding to it with intention, everything shifts. The person who cuts you off in traffic, the colleague who undermines you, the plan that falls apart, none of these things have power over you unless you hand it to them. The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control. Marcus called it his daily practice. And it begins the moment you choose your next thought. Lesson 2: Pain is the curriculum, not the punishment. Marcus watched his children die. He buried friends, generals, and mentors. He governed through a pandemic that killed 5 million people. And still, he wrote this: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He did not see suffering as a sign that something had gone wrong. He saw it as the forge. Every human being who has ever done something extraordinary was first broken into pieces by something that felt unsurvivable. The question Marcus kept asking himself was not, why is this happening to me? It was, what is this preparing me for? That single reframe is worth more than 1,000 motivational speeches. Ask it the next time life hands you something heavy. Lesson 3: Ego is the enemy of everything you want to become. Here was a man who could have drowned in his own reflection, who could have believed every word of praise that was ever spoken about him. Instead, he wrote reminders to himself, reminders that he was mortal, fallible, and small against the scale of history. He wrote that fame is fleeting, that glory fades, and that the person who needs applause to feel worthy has already lost themselves. The most dangerous prison in the world has no bars. It is built from your own need for approval. Marcus tore those walls down every morning before the sun rose. He chose truth over comfort, growth over image, and purpose over performance. So must you. Lesson 4: The present moment is the only place life actually happens. Marcus was a master of what modern psychology now calls mindful presence, centuries before the word was invented. He wrote obsessively about the danger of living in yesterday's regret or tomorrow's anxiety. Confine yourself to the present, he urged, not as an escape from responsibility, but as the only address where power actually lives. Your future is built one present moment at a time. Your character is shaped not by the life you plan but by the choice you make in the next 60 seconds. Marcus knew that time is the one currency you can never earn back. Spend it where you are standing, not where you wish you were. Lesson 5. The most powerful thing you can do is act with virtue, even when no one is watching. This was the heartbeat of everything Marcus believed. Not success, not legacy, not conquest, virtue. Doing the right thing because it is right. Helping someone because help is needed. Staying honest in the dark, because the person you are in private is the only person you actually are. In a world that rewards performance over substance, that monetizes image over integrity, this lesson lands like a thunderclap. Marcus did not write his meditations to be admired. He wrote them to hold himself accountable. That is the kind of person who changes history, not the one performing goodness, but the one practicing it, quietly, relentlessly, alone. Call to action, your turn to choose. Marcus Aurelius had everything the world defines as success, and he chose wisdom over comfort, every single day, until his last breath. And now, standing at the edge of his story, the question turns to face you. What is the silence in your life trying to tell you? What obstacle in your path is secretly the lesson you most need? What would you do differently today if you lived it the way Marcus wrote about it, with full presence, full ownership, full virtue? You do not need an empire to practice this. You need this moment. The one you are in right now. Because every great life, every story worth telling, began with exactly this, one person deciding that today, they would respond to life differently than they did yesterday. Thank you for watching this far. That itself tells me something about you, that you are someone who is searching for more than the surface. Keep searching. Keep growing. The world needs more people willing to do the hard, quiet, extraordinary work of becoming who they were always meant to be. Until next time, stay strong, stay present, and stay unbreakable.